Hey everyone. Right, so I'm going to do like a big picture update on Bitcoin and the two possible paths I expect to play out. So obviously I've been following this original path which is on here. Sorry about the mess, but I will explain around it. So basically I was expecting, we're on a weekly chart now, this move up that I've got here as a 5-wave move up, as a leading diagonal, with the 5th wave extended, which is fine. But this orange line at the top here is sort of the maximum really that a wave 5 on an ending diagonal should really go. And I think at the minute that we're probably not going to have another high. But I've got a scenario for if we do, which I'll explain next, which is my new analysis. But the original plan was this one here, the 5-wave move up. And then I would expect a move down into this area here in this yellow box in an ABC pattern, which is highlighted here. Pretty simple, really. Then we head back up to all-time highs. But if we get another small high, I'm talking like just poke above 45k, the last top, then this pattern's still valid. But if we was to reach up and go for this yellow box up here, around about 48 to say 51k, then I have another scenario. So let's just go over that one again. We've got a 5-wave move up here. If I can highlight it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then an ABC down. Then obviously we'd get a 5-wave pattern to the upside, which is going to take us up into this box up here, towards 100k. So that's plan 1 and the main plan that I'm following, or should I say path. But this is an alternative. Sorry, I keep sniffling. I've got really bad sinuses at the moment. So this other path I'm thinking of, basically, we're on a weekly chart again. Now, the other path would be this, that we're following. And the reason I'm saying this is because this last wave up has extended loads already. Now, if it was to extend any more, I wouldn't say it could be the 5th wave of a leading diagonal anymore, because it's just gone too far. So then I would say it's probably a C wave up, which means we'd be following this path of an ABC up for A, which would then turn into this path here. In fact, I'm going to change the colour on that so it's black, because the first one was green. So we've got an ABC up for A, then we've got a B to here, and then a C up here. Now, the C wave would have 5 waves, which would be this here. So we'd basically be in wave 4 now. We would be expecting a pullback to maybe 37 to 35k. Then we head up for one more high and hit the 48 to 51k area. Now, if that happens, I actually think this is worse for the bulls. And I'll explain why. So because obviously on the other one here, I'm counting this move up in the 5 waves here as wave 1. The ABC down here would be wave 2. Then we would be in wave 3 up, right? So it more than likely will hold 25 to 31k if that plays out, if we pull back now. But on this scenario, where we pull back a little bit now, then head up to 48 and 51k, like I just said, I'm then going to be calling it an ABC, because the last wave extended too much to be a 5th wave. So if this is an ABC up, that gives us 2 scenarios. It could be a wave 1 of a leading diagonal up. We then get a sharp retrace down. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's the wrong one. We then get a sharp retrace down from this C at 48 to 51. And it would hold about here, halfway down to here. Same area as talked about in the other video, where all the support and resistance is. Then we'd go up into wave 3, but we'd get our ABC down. Then we'd get a leading diagonal up again. 3-wave move up for the 3rd wave of the diagonal. But I think that's unlikely if we hit 48 and 51k, as I explained in the other video with last wave extending so far. So if we do go small pullback here, then up to 48 to 51k, which is around this blue line, I would favour this being a B wave up rather than a wave one of a leading diagonal. And if that's the case, that means that the next move coming down here from this top here, which would be, like I just said, the wave B, so we'd have A coming all the way down here, we'd have B going up here, and then C would come back down. And if this is the case, C generally equals the bottom of A. So that means we could potentially go all the way down to 15k again. So I think if this has a small pullback, goes up to 48 to 51, then starts to come down in a C wave, I think we're going to see 15k again. So for all these people who are bullish right now, it's actually better if that doesn't happen. Because if you're bullish, you want it to hold around here and go back up to all-time highs next year. But if this is a C wave down, that's more than likely going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and equal 15. It could potentially go lower as well. But I'd probably say it will stop around 15 if that's the case. So my original plan was this, and we're coming down in an ABC now here. And I think that's going to play out. But obviously you've got to have a plan for it not playing out. So that is my plan. We make another high after this pullback to 48 to 51 area. I think the next move down is going to be a larger C wave and will probably equal 15k. So that is my new analysis at the minute. I've had a good look over the charts. The only thing that puts me off this one, where we go up to 48 to 51, is again this last wave up here. Like I said, if it's a fifth wave on this other chart here, it's overextended. But also, if you go to this one and you count it as a 5-wave move up for the C, again it's overextended by loads. So either way, it's overextended by loads. So I think we're more than likely in this one. Sorry, I keep sniffling. I think we are still in this one where we get the pullback now, because we're overextended to the upside by loads already. And also another thing, if you double click that, can you see me moving this down here and here? If we go to the, I think it's the daily, is it? Yeah, you can see the daily MACD is crossed over and heading down already as I'm moving it there. Now, the daily MACD is pretty important, and a lot of the time when it does cross over to the downside, it doesn't drop straight away, but it's sort of crossed over just after the first dip. So that's given us a bit more confirmation that we're actually on the way down now. So I still think we are in this we're in this path and we're coming down now, but I'm just giving you that alternative for the pullback just in case it doesn't happen. That's all for now. Any questions, please contact me on my social media or right underneath the videos, although most of the time I seem to somehow miss the notifications, but I'll try and check them.